Hi, I'm Sohan Solanki. I'm 11 years old and I'm a wildlife photographer from Mandvi, Kutch. Today, we are going to be taking this raw, flat bird image and turning it into a professional portfolio grade image. Many photographers struggle from two things: making the bird pop from a busy background and managing noise. By the end of this 15-minute video, you'll have a repeatable workflow that solves both. First, we are working with a raw file. This is crucial in bird photography as it gives us the dynamic range to recover highlight in the bright feathers. We are gonna start off by picking a color profile. I recommend using camera standard for accurate color results. I'm going to drop the highlights. See how the detail returns in the beak. Now I'm going to reduce the shadows to create some contrast. Here's a pro tip: don't overdo the contrast slider, it's too aggressive. Instead, hold down Option or Alt while moving your whites and black sliders. Move them until you see the first pixels of clipping. This sets a true black and white point and gives your image the natural punch without that filtered look. Noise is the enemy of bird photography. If you have the latest version of your editor, use the AI denoise feature. Set it to about 50 to 75%. You don't want the bird to look like it is made from plastic. For sharpening, here is the secret. Hold down Option or Alt while moving the masking slider. Only the areas in white are being sharpened and the areas in black are being ignored. We only want the outline of the bird and the feathers in white. This prevents sharpening the grain in the background. You can align your images by clicking on the ruler icon next to the angle and then aligning it with a straight line or even the horizon. With birds, you would want to follow the rule of thirds, but more importantly, give the bird lead room. If the bird is looking towards the left, leave more empty space on the left. This creates a sense of direction and prevents the photo from feeling suffocated. I usually don't use the remove tool, but in this case, there is no other way to get rid of the background mess. If generative AI doesn't work, you can try turning it off and trying again. I'm going to speed up this process so you don't get bored. I'm using a linear gradient to darken the foreground to further emphasize the subject. Make sure to subtract the area where you don't want the effect effects to be applied. I'm using exposure, texture, and clarity selectively on the subject to make it pop without introducing much noise in the background. Make sure to not apply any effect more than needed to keep the natural look. Finally, I'm applying a vignette using a radial gradient by placing it on the subject